The woman crying outside my father's funeral wasn't a stranger. She was carrying his wedding certificate, and according to every signature on that document, she had been married to my father for 23 years. The problem was, my mother had been married to him for 26. My name is Ava Sinclair. I'm 37 years old, and until that rainy Thursday afternoon, I believed my father had lived an ordinary, respectable life. He was a judge, a decorated veteran, a respected philanthropist, the kind of man newspapers called a pillar of the community. Thousands attended his funeral. Politicians shook hands. Television cameras lined the church steps. People cried. People praised him. Then, everything changed. The woman stepped through the crowd wearing a black coat and holding a leather folder tightly against her chest. No one recognized her. She walked straight toward my mother. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "But I have a right to say goodbye to my husband." The world stopped. My mother stared at her. "What did you say?" The woman slowly opened the folder. Inside, a marriage certificate, original, state registered, 23 years old, signed by my father, signed by her, signed by 2 official witnesses. The priest froze. My uncle stopped talking. Even the reporters lowered their cameras. My mother grabbed the document with shaking hands. "This is fake." The woman quietly shook her head. "No. He lived with me every Monday and Tuesday for the last 20 years. Someone behind me whispered, "That's impossible." I wished it was. My father's lawyer suddenly stepped between them. "Mrs. Sinclair, I strongly suggest we continue this conversation privately." "No," my mother replied. "Everyone will hear this." The woman looked at me for the first time. "I'm not here for money. I'm here because your father left me something." She reached into her purse. This time, she pulled out a small silver key. "My husband told me, if anything ever happened to him, I should give this to his oldest daughter." Everyone looked at me, including my mother. My hands trembled as I accepted the key. A tiny number was engraved on it. Locker 317. Then the woman leaned close enough that only I could hear her. "Your father wasn't living 2 lives. He was hiding one." Before I could ask what she meant, she disappeared into the crowd. That night, I drove alone to the downtown safety deposit vault. I handed the manager the silver key. He checked the number. Then his expression changed. "Miss Sinclair, this locker has been prepaid for 25 years. He unlocked the heavy steel door. Inside, there wasn't money, there wasn't jewelry, there wasn't a will. There was only one thick envelope. Across the front, written in my father's handwriting, "Ava, if you're reading this, trust no one in our family until you finish the last page." I didn't open the envelope immediately. Something about my father's handwriting made my hands hesitate. The bank manager quietly closed the vault door behind me. I was completely alone. I slowly broke the wax seal. Inside, there were only 3 things: a handwritten letter, a flash drive, and a photograph. The photograph showed my father standing beside the same mysterious woman. Between them was a little boy, about 6 years old. The back of the photo read, "Your brother, Noah, age 6. My heart stopped. Brother? I was an only child, at least. That's what I had believed for 37 years. With shaking hands, I unfolded the letter. "Ava, if you're reading this, then I'm already gone. Before you judge me, watch the flash drive. Nothing in our family is what you've been told." I plugged the flash drive into the vault's viewing computer. A video appeared. My father looked older, tired, scared. If this recording exists, it means someone finally forced the truth into the open. I never had two families. I had one family that someone tried to destroy. He held up the same photograph. The woman you met today isn't my mistress. She's your mother's younger sister. I couldn't breathe. My own aunt? My father continued. 23 years ago. Your aunt entered the Federal Witness Protection Program. She had to disappear. The government created a legal identity for her. Even her marriage to me became classified. It was the only way to protect all of you. My mind refused to understand. Then he said something even worse. The real danger has never been outside our family. It's inside. Someone suddenly knocked on the vault door. Hard. 3 times. The manager's frightened voice came through the speaker. Miss Sinclair, you need to leave. Right now. I opened the door. The manager looked terrified. 3 men just arrived. They're asking for locker 317. They said, if anyone opens it, they're not supposed to leave the building alive. The bank manager locked the vault door behind us. His hands were shaking. I've already called the police, he whispered. No, I stopped him. If what my father said is true, we can't trust everyone. The manager stared at me. Before he could answer, the building's power suddenly went out. Darkness. Only the emergency lights remained. Then, the elevator doors opened. 3 men in black suits walked into the lobby. None of them spoke. One of them quietly showed a government badge. We're here for locker 317. The manager looked at me. I've never seen those badges before. Neither had I. Something felt wrong. I remembered my father's final words. Trust no one. I quickly slipped the flash drive into my pocket. Then I placed the letter back inside the envelope. A loud voice echoed through the lobby. Miss Ava Sinclair, we know you're here. We only want the documents. If you cooperate, no one gets hurt. I looked at the security monitor. One of the men was carrying a handgun beneath his coat. Government agents don't hide their weapons. Criminals do. The manager quietly opened a maintenance hallway behind the vault. This way. We ran. The hallway led to an underground parking garage. As I reached my car, my phone vibrated. Unknown number. I answered. An elderly man's voice spoke calmly. Ava, don't go home. I'm the man your father trusted most. I've been waiting 25 years to protect you. Who are you? My name is Samuel Brooks. I was your father's security chief. He knew this day would come. Before I could ask another question, a gunshot echoed through the garage. The bank manager collapsed beside the elevator. The 3 men had found us. Samuel shouted through the phone, Drive! They're not after the locker anymore. They're after you. I slammed the accelerator. The black SUV behind me immediately gave chase. As I sped onto the highway, another notification appeared on my phone. It was from my father's lawyer. Only 5 words. Don't trust your mother either. The black SUV followed me for nearly 20 miles. Every turn I made, they made. Every exit I took, they took. Then my phone rang again. Samuel. Take exit 14. There's an abandoned sheriff's station. I'm waiting. 5 minutes later, I slammed on the brakes outside the old building. Samuel was already there, 70 years old, gray hair, military posture. He unlocked the front door before I even stepped out. Inside, the SUV stopped across the road, but no one got out. They were waiting. Samuel looked directly at me. Your father trusted me with one final job. Keeping you alive. He opened an old metal cabinet. Inside were dozens of files, photographs, bank records, government documents, and one thick folder labeled Operation Black Ledger. Samuel took a deep breath. Your father wasn't hiding another family. He was secretly investigating one. He spread several photographs across the table. Every face belonged to someone I knew. My uncle, my mother's cousin, my father's business partner, even the family accountant. For 25 years, they used the Sinclair family charity to launder millions of dollars. When your father discovered it, they threatened everyone he loved. The second marriage, the witness protection, everything was created to hide your aunt after she agreed to testify. I stared at the documents. Every transfer, every signature, every account. It was all there. Then Samuel handed me one final envelope. This is why they wanted locker 317. Inside was my father's signed confession, not confessing to a crime, confessing that he had spent 25 years secretly gathering evidence against his own relatives. Before I could speak, police sirens surrounded the building. Dozens of FBI vehicles blocked the road. The three men from the SUV stepped out, raised their hands, and surrendered. Samuel smiled. They weren't criminals. They were undercover agents. They've been protecting you since you opened the locker. An FBI director walked toward me. Miss Sinclair? Your father completed the investigation before he died. We only needed the evidence inside locker 317. He looked at the files. Today, it finally ends. 6 months later, 22 members of the Sinclair family criminal network were convicted. Millions of dollars were recovered. The family charity was rebuilt under new leadership. My aunt finally returned home after 23 years in witness protection. As for my mother, she chose to testify against her own relatives. She admitted she had hidden the truth because she believed silence would keep our family alive. She was wrong. My father never lived two lives. He sacrificed one life to protect the other. Sometimes, the greatest secret isn't another family. It's the price someone quietly pays to save the only family they ever truly had. The end.